ninja on the beat. Don't panic, don't panic. Don't panic, you rookies that don't manage. You looking at all the candles, it's a ride and we off the handles. It's the heat, cause we bringing all the kitchens out. Oven mitts for little kids, what you bitching about? Pockets when they chingling, money stay mingling. I'm just getting started, yeah, I'm trying to get the swing of things. You love the green, but you hate the red. It's like you love the sex, but you hate the head. There's no difference, I finish all of your dinners. That mean I'm taking your place, it's no mistake that you are beginners. You miss me, rinse and repeat, it's Rich TV. You miss me, I'm the one, Jet Li. It's time that we get popping out. I ain't never stopping now. You would think I'm floating in the open way I cop a cloud. You should even shop around. You should buy a pair of boots. Hate it, it's my stomping ground. This is how the market goes. It's round and round we go. Where it stops, we just don't know. Don't panic, don't panic. Why you spend up all your dough? Just sit back and watch the show. Pray that you'll just strike some gold. Don't panic, don't panic. Market makers are heartbreakers and soft stages. Bring the heat with Kenny just like it's Las Vegas. You hard haters are all fakers. I mob like Don Corleone, another song. I don't pause, baby. I don't panic, I just mix it up like Shaka Khan. You stay tripping on his eyes like a soccer mom. And when it's on, I transform like Decepticon. I can tell your whole future looking at the devil's palm. You're too weak, bro, cause you looking at a 52-week low. These are opportunities to seize, yo. No peace, though. I don't cheat, I just move when I cruise to the G code. Put the limit in, stop it if you have to. This is mathematics for addicts to latch to. Rich TV Live, he a swell guy. He'll teach you how to buy low and to sell high. Yeah, I get money cause it's all sweet. You looking at the real wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, I get money cause it's all sweet. You looking at the real wolf of Wall Street. This is how the market goes. It's round and round we go. Where it stops, we just don't know. Don't panic, don't panic. Why you spend up all your dough? Just sit back and watch the show. Pray that you'll just strike some gold. Don't panic, don't panic.
Something has to be done about this. Mr. Attorney, this is what I pay you for. What can I do? Litigation it is. Get the wheels in motion. Quickly. ASAP.
That's a perfect song for right now because I believe we are in the midst of the bottom, and I believe the resurrection is coming. And how you guys doing this morning? How you doing, Danny Boy? How you doing, Lucky Lefty? How you doing, Fofo for real? How you doing, Mark Pepper? How you doing, Armando Castillo? How you doing, Lisa? How you doing, Shelby? How you doing, Veteran and Humble Analysis? So, obviously, the cannabis sector is green today in Canada. It is red in the United States, but it's nice to see some green. Led by Believe. We believe in Believe, up 7%. T-God rallying under $3. T-God is just such a good buy. It's up 6.8%. Nutritional High International Inc. up 6%. Meta, National Access Cannabis Corp. I believe they reported revenues of about $17 million for the quarter yet again, and they're still at 50 cents, which is crazy, up 6%. The Flower Corporation, there was an article comparing them to Canopy Growth. That's right. An article comparing them to Canopy Growth, up 5% at $4.82. Suniva, one that I own, I have 10,000 shares of Suniva. Let's go Suniva, up 4.57% at 2.29 cents, $2.29. Afria, back from the dead at 7.34, up 4.56%. ISOL, one that I don't like very much, up 3%. Aurora Cannabis was at 7.98 early this morning. It has rallied. Anything under $8 for Aurora Cannabis is clearly a buy. I mean, that's just too easy as a trader. And it's up 2.5% today at $8.41. And I still think it's cheap on news that they are partnering with the UFC and they're at $8 and they're a global leader in cannabis. Yeah, I think Aurora's cheap. And they're up 2.5%. And 48 North Cannabis, are they going to make a run to $1? most likely, at 83 cents, up 2.47%. So we are seeing a green day finally after so many days of red. I think we had a green day on Friday, actually. Canopy growth is green at $44.29 in Canada. Cron at $18.57. Seems as though every time it goes under 20, it's a buying opportunity, and then it jumps back up to 20. So might be an opportunity there for a short little play. Tilray at $41.13, up slightly 1.21%. Hexo was up, now it's red, $5.57, down 2.6%. Organigram at $7.87, up 1.29%. Oxley had some big news last week, now down slightly 2.3%. Fire, Supreme Cannabis Company, up slightly at $1.43. It's so cheap for Fire. No idea what's wrong with that stock. Valens Growworks Corp, VGW, at $3.73, down slightly. Canopy Rivers at $2.90, up slightly. The Flower Corporation, which I told you guys at $4.82, now up 5%. CanTrust, or is it Can't Trust, at $2.84, down slightly. TerraSand Corp at $6.34, down slightly. Emerald Health Therapeutics, up 1% at $2.02. Alifia Health at $1.06. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable how low they are. Agriflora Organics at 33 cents, down 1.5%. Chiron Life Sciences at $1.96, up 2%. Heritage Cannabis Holdings Corp at 50 cents, up 1%. Let's take a look at some of your guys' messages. Fofo for real says it's time to rally. Yeah, I think the resurrection's coming, and I mean, this might be the start of it. You never know. At any point in time, this thing could start. Armando says, rich with them tunes again. I like it. Yeah, once in a while we're going to bring out the music. Danny Boy says, smash the like button and ride the rich train. Thank you, Danny Boy. Lisa says, how's it going, Rich? It's going good, Lisa. How you doing today? Shelby says, what's up, bro? Feeling the green Hulk starting to rise. Yeah, let's go. Veteran and Humble Analysis says, bought a ton of CGC and Rivers and ACB. Hey, not a bad move. I mean, you got three of the best right there. I've told you guys, invest in the best because the best is blessed. It's true. Let's take a look at some of the decliners. And you can find all of this on richtvlive.com absolutely free. Just go to richtvlive.com, go to pot indices, and you can see all the top players in Canada and the United States, which we are tracking and we're watching every single day. So you can see there's some gainers, but there's some losers again today too. I mean, look at Huge. What a huge disappointment they've been. What's up, Anonymous? How you doing? Mark Pepper is saying, bought Harvest Health and Recreation. I like them. Interesting pickup there. Let's take a look at the U.S. markets. Oh, the U.S. is almost out of the red, guys. The U.S. is climbing. This is good. This is good. Kaya Holdings, guys. Look at this. Kays, K-A-Y-S. Kaya Holdings up 19%. Calitera Therapeutics up 16%. Tilt Holdings, back from the dead, up 7%. Elevate Brands, Vate, up 7%. Vitality Biopharma, VBIO, up 5%. Marijuana Company of America, MCOA, up 4.92%. CWeb, having a nice big week, up 4.65%. GB Sciences Inc., up 4.3%. General Cannabis Corp., up 3%. SOL Global Investments Corp., SOLCF, up 2.78%. Now, Harvest Health and Recreation taking it on the chin. Might be a good time to pick it up. Interesting pickup there, Mark. Up down 6.9% at $6.57. Curaleaf down slightly at 1% at $8.09. GW Pharma down slightly at $165. Green Thumb Industries, $9.65. True Leaf Cannabis Corp. $10.61 on news that an institution has given them 160% upside after your boy said that they were the number one pick. I called them my number one pick for August 2019, and then a huge institution comes out and says they're going up 160%. Are they watching Rich TV? That's the question. Are they watching Rich TV? Acreage Holdings Inc. at 1332, up slightly. Cresco Labs at 798, down 2%. Charlotte's Web up 4.65% at 1747 in America. Ianthus Capital Holdings, one of the best opportunities at these prices, in my opinion. 267, down slightly. CV Sciences under $4. I think that's a buy at 396. Kushco Holdings at 438, up slightly. I think that's a buy. Canna Royalty Corp at 509, up 2%. MedMen at 205, down 1%. I think that's a buy. Green Growth Brands at $1.62, down 4% in America. MaryMed Inc. at $1.32, down 1.5%. Planet 13 Holdings at $1.99, down 2.93% in America. I think that's a buy. Canex Capital Holdings at 89 cents is even. Alexinol Global Limited at $2.38, down 1.2%. Liberty Health Sciences at 41 cents, up slightly. And Tilt Holdings, once again in America, SVVTF, up 7%. So those are the gainers. And if we look at the decliners, GSRX down 14% in America at 75 cents. CLS Holdings USA down 9%. Maple Leaf Green World down 7% at 7 cents. Wow. And then Harvest Health and Recreation Inc., followed by Fincana, followed by Players Network, which had a nice run up from a penny to 5 cents, now back down to 2 cents. Green Growth Brands at $1.62, down 4%. Pot Network Holdings under 7 cents, down 4%. And M Jardine at $1.35, down 3.57%. Now let's take a look at some of your messages. How you doing, Rui? Mike Effeld says, let's hope this green continues. Oh, I believe it will. And what goes down will come up. And let's take a look at it. Let's look at the 1 year for the U.S. We're at the bottom, folks. I mean, it doesn't get any more obvious than that. Just look at the 1 year chart. We're at the freaking bottom. Look at the Canadian index. They both look exactly the same. They're both at the bottoms. Believe is halted. They finally show some green and they're halted. Probably some big news coming on Believe. I wouldn't be surprised if there was. Chris says, I'm for sure buying more Aurora under 7. Smart thinking, man. You're talking about one of the best companies out there. And they bless. There's no doubt about that. We look at the 1 year chart and what does it look like in Canada? Bottom hunting. We bottom hunting, folks. We're at 69.33. The high is 110. That is an enormous jump from these prices. We're talking more than 50% upside for the entire sector, for this sector to do another run up to 52-week highs, which I believe it will. So when it does, get ready. Get your popcorn ready. Danny Boy says, when does your Halo interview get released? That's a good question. We actually sent it over for review. They had a couple edits they wanted to change, which we made those changes. I made those changes last night, sent it back. Just waiting for them to give us the green light, and we will be releasing that interview. But guys, put Halo Labs on your watch list, put it on your radar. I did a video with the CEO, and I'm extremely impressed. And you might as well just put it on your watch list and on your radar now before it explodes, because I believe it will. And based on what I heard from the CEO, I find it to be undervalued, underappreciated, and underexposed. Now, it continues to go down, so you might not need to rush to buy it. But you can see it's been lower. I mean, it's been much, much, much lower. Wow, this started as a penny stock. Holy moly, sub-penny stock. Wow, what the heck is going on here? Ran up to 33 cents in America. Came back down to 20 cents in America. Now at 33 cents. and then had a huge run up to 60 cents in America, and now has been falling all the way down again to 33 cents. So we're going to watch it very closely. I believe when you hear the CEO interview with me, you'll be very impressed like I was, and you'll see that there's a lot of upside for the stock. But like I've told you, with stocks that are under $1, they're in no man's land, and typically stocks that go into no man's land can be very risky. Drew D says stock up on U.S. pot stocks. Halo Labs is a company that is operating in California, Nevada, and Oregon. So if you're looking for U.S. pot stocks under $1, Halo Labs might be a great opportunity. Chris says, can't trust. Veteran Humble Analysis says, Canopy is the better bet versus Aurora for short and long haul. Aurora's edibles won't be allowed for sale in Quebec, only Canopy's drinks. That's an interesting theory. I think that Canopy has some positives with it. It has some negatives. And I think Aurora has some positives and has some negatives. Let's look at them. Let's take a look. Jason Garza says, this is the big week. 3 things this week. Apple gives numbers, USA and China trade talks, and the feds will make an announcement after this. Maybe it will be the catalyst the sector needs. Yeah, I mean, typically this sector every single year at this point in time is down. And we see a massive resurrection starting usually between now and September or around September. So we're typically like, 30 days away from almost a guaranteed resurrection anyways. So if it happens now or if it happens in 30 days, it doesn't really affect me one way or another. But all that matters is that we know it's coming. I think we all know what's coming, and it's going to be that resurrection. Let's take a look at the charts. I mean, it's so clear here. Look at Aurora Cannabis, okay? Look at this. This is 2017, when I first started doing videos. 2017, let's go to January. When I first started doing videos, January 2017. Let's start right there. So January 2017, Aurora Cannabis is at 241. Your boy Rich starts doing videos on YouTube every day. Starts talking about Aurora Cannabis. Starts talking about Canopy growth. Starts talking about all the big cannabis stocks at the time, which were Organigram, Chronos Group, Afria, Canopy Growth, and Aurora Cannabis. Those were the big 5. So what happens then? We start talking about it. So of course it starts to climb. It goes ups and downs. But look at the summer of 2017. Nothing, right? 260, 270, 260, 270, 280, right? Oh, look, summertime comes. May 250, summertime comes. June 230. Look at this. 202 in June 6th. 214 in July. Pretty low, right? July 250, 270. August 260. Just nothing, right? 244. All of a sudden, September still, 250. Starts to climb up a little bit. Hits $3 in October. And then all of a sudden it goes into October. We're at $3 again, end of October. And then November hits and explosion. Bam. All of a sudden, stock goes to $6. $6.22 November 15th. From $3 to $6 in 2 weeks. Then it decides to go even higher to $8 November 27th. So it went from $3 to $8 in 1 month. And then it says, you know what, we're going to come back down a little bit. Going into Christmas, we're going to slow down a little bit. Oh, no, we're going to higher now. We're going to go higher. It goes to 710 December 19th. And then it explodes January all the way up to just under $14. Comes back down to $11.50 January 15th on that big correction that the whole sector had, and then bounced back up to $14.79 January 23rd, and then falls again down to $8.50 like a week later, from $14 to $8.50. Then it goes back up, then it comes back down, then it goes back up. And then let's take a look at last summer. Then it falls back down. We're in April. It's back down to $8. Isn't that funny? Isn't that around today's prices? $8.38. $8.38. What are we at? $8.30. Isn't that a little weird? Isn't that a little eerie? Okay. So we're, May 22nd, 2018, we're at almost the exact same price as a year later. Then it goes back up to 1047, June 21st, and then the drop. And let's see if we can find the date of July 30th. Where was it exactly a year ago? Look at this, guys. I was just there. Shucks. Look at this. July 30th, exactly a year ago, it was at 681. We're currently at 830. Then it went lower, went all the way down to 534, August 14th, 2018, and then the resurrection. Explosion all the way up to, 925, August 27th, came back down a little bit, 809, beginning of September, and then explosion back up to 1277, September 25th, all the way up to just before legalization, 1507, which is the all-time high for Aurora Cannabis, 2 days before legalization last fall. At 1507, it hit its high, its all-time high, and since then, it went way down, all the way back down to 797 2 weeks later. Then it went back up to 1059, November 7th. Then it went all the way back down again to 621, going into Christmas, December 5th. Then it went down again to 691, first week of January. And then the resurrection. I'm in the DR at this point. All of a sudden, everything's exploding. Aurora is exploding all the way up. It hits again a high of $12.83 on March 15th, 2019, which was the high of 2019. And since then, it's been coming down, all the way down to where it is at $8.30. So if you've been watching this, I've just showed you every single summer the stock goes down. And it makes big runs up, and then it comes down, and then makes big runs up, and then it comes down, and then makes big runs up, and then it comes down. So what does this tell you? Well, first of all, this is probably not the best stock to hold because it goes up and it comes down. So if you are looking to day trade, this might be the best day trade stock because you can buy low. When it goes up, you can sell. Then it comes down, you can buy low again. Then it goes up and you can sell. And then it comes down, you can buy low again. And then it goes up and you can sell. Now, I'm not suggesting if you're holding Aurora, you should sell. I'm just giving you my opinion based on this chart analysis, okay? And basically, every single summer it goes down. And then every single fall it goes up. We've seen that. Every single fall to Christmas or fall to, I would say, fall to winter. And, typically between September and February, we see a massive, or even March, September to March, we see a massive run up. And every single time it runs up, you can see it doesn't stay up there. It runs up and it comes right back down. Now, what is this attributed to? To me, it's attributed to the fact that there's too many shares. There's too many shares issued outstanding with Aurora Cannabis. That's what is the key factor here, in my opinion. And the reason why the stock, every single time it goes up, it comes right back down just as quickly because it has too many shares issued and outstanding. It's currently a moderate buy from the analysts on Rich TV Live. Okay, and if we look at their share structure, which is the key indicator for me when I'm looking at a stock, how many shares are out there? I mean, it's one of the key indicators for every stock that I purchase or I'm even looking at or I'm evaluating is how many shares are issued outstanding. That is always a key indicator as to how much dilution the stock is going to have, how many shares are being shorted. So you could see here with Aurora Cannabis, they have over 1 billion total shares, of which 94% is in the float, which means 94% is out there for people to buy and sell. So there's 962 million shares in the float. The short interest is 36 million shares, which is about 5%. So there is about just under 6% short interest. So there are some people shorting this stock, but it's minimal because at the end of the day, most people realize that this is a company that could explode at any point in time, and it would be very risky for a short trader to short this stock at these levels. Why? Because it's approaching a bottom, and there's a lot of upside from here. So that is my opinion based on my analysis on Aurora Cannabis. Let me take a look at some of your messages here. The SQDC is now sitting at over 400,000 orders online since October 17th. Yeah, people are starting to buy cannabis for sure. Drew D says Rivers and AUSA load up. Ianthus. Yeah, I like them all, and I kind of agree with you. Another company that I think is very, very low right now and should be on everybody's watch list, on everybody's radar, is Afria. I think Afria is so good at these levels, and I think it has enormous upside from here. Currently up 3.92% at $7.29. I mean, if we look at their 1-year chart, actually, let's look at their 3-year chart. Kind of similar, right? So, same thing, same routine. January 2017, your boy Rich says, hey, I like this company. We're going to start talking about it. We're going to start featuring them on our show. So we start talking about it, and they're at $5. What happens? They go up to $8.39, April 10th, 2017, higher than what they are today. Okay, 2 years later. Interesting, which to me leads to believe that this is a buying opportunity. They come back down. We see lows of $4.90, which we've never seen since June 7, 2017. So the summer of 2017, we see lows. Surprise, surprise. And then what happens? The resurrection. It starts to climb in July, starts to climb even more, all the way until October, up to $7.92, higher than what we are right now. Comes back down mid to end of October, down to $6.94, and then explosion. November of 2017 was the huge epic explosion where we see Afria run from like $7 to $22.58 on January 10th, 2018. So a huge rise up for Afria. Then it's not sustained, guys. It's never sustained. It comes right back down. The shorters jump on it. Goes all the way back down to $9.89. Huge drop a few months later. Came back up a little bit to $12.24 for a bit. Didn't last. Came back down. So, I mean, we've seen it choppy, up and down. And then here we are, summer of 2018, last summer. And where is Afria? Way higher than where it is right now. Last summer in June, it was at $12.16. Went all the way down to a low of, where was it? $8.72, August 14th, 2018, which was the bottom for both Afria and Aurora. And then the resurrection. September hits, August doesn't even finish, and it already starts jumping up to $11.37, August 21st, 2018. So I told you guys, last summer, around end of July, early August, we've seen the resurrection start. By September 11th, 2018, it was back to $21.61. We now sit at $7.29, people. It didn't last. It came down to $16. October 2nd, right before legalization, had a nice little jump up to back to $20 with anticipation of legalization, and then the drop. Back down October 29th to $12. Big explosion back up. November 7th to 17, and then a huge drop down to $5 December 5th, 2018. That was the scandal that came out that just annihilated them down to $5, and then the resurrection again. Huge explosion up to $14.21 on them dealing with the scandal, resolving the scandal, terminating their CEO, making all these changes. So beginning of 2019, we see them back at $14 in February 5th. Then they dropped again to $11 February 11th. Then they went back up again to $13.86 March 5th, and then the fall all the way down to where they are now at $7.29 on July 30th, 2019. So do you see the trend? The trend is consistently the same. Every summer we see a drop. Then every fall we see a resurrection. And typically in January we see an explosion. And this has been the same routine. So based on these charts, these are not the type of stocks you want to hold because they don't hold their prices. Now, I can give you a stock that has held their prices much better than them, and that's Canopy Growth. Canopy Growth, and the reason why they're the number one, and I've been saying they're number one since day one, is they've done a much better job of holding their price. Their chart looks different. See their chart? Yeah, it's choppy, but they seem to be holding those higher levels better. So January of 2017, your boy Rich was around $5 from what I remember. Okay, well it says 9 here, but I could have sworn it was like $5 when I started talking about them first. Anyways, let's just say $9. So we started talking about them at $9. They went up to 12, came back down to 7. Summer of 2017, there it is, same trend. They're down, right? So then start to climb up. You know, July starts having the resurrection. Look at that. Starts resurrecting in July. August keeps going up. We're now at $10 in September. We hit $12 in October. We hit $19 in November. And then January, boom, explosion. $41 January 10th, 2018 for Canopy Growth. But it wasn't sustained. It came back down, all the way back down to $24 in February. Then it goes back up to $33 in March. Then it goes back down to $25 in April. Then we have a huge explosion again, all the way up to $47 in June. So all of a sudden, they're doing the opposite of everybody else. Everybody else is going down last summer. Canopy's going up. They're the only ones going up. They're doing the sneak attack. They're doing the complete opposite of everybody else. They go up to $47 and then they fall again. So by July, they're down to $31. Summertime doldrums. Everybody's on vacation. Sound familiar? And they're down. So here we are, July 30th, 2018, exactly a year ago to the day. We're at $33.97. And then what happens? Bam. August hits, we're at 37, and then the explosion, the resurrection. By September 5th, it's at $68. Would you call that a resurrection? I sure would. Came down a little bit, went to 57 by September 13th. By September 24th, it was back to 67. Then it came back down to $58 October 2nd in anticipation of legalization. And then huge explosion up until the 15th again. Up to $73.75, the all-time high for Canopy Growth. $73.75, October 15, 2018, 2 days before legalization of cannabis in Canada. And then the fall, like everybody else, it dropped hard all the way down to $43.48 on October 29th. So from $73 to $43 in 2 weeks, that's an epic drop. Then we had a nice resurrection again, back to $60 as of November 7th. Nice little comeback. And then another epic drop all the way down to $36.45 2 days after Christmas. That was a Christmas gift. It really was. A Boxing Day special. And then the resurrection again. Going into January, your boy says, I'm going to the DR. I'm going to take a little break. Oh yeah, no break for you, Rich. Explosion, resurrection of epic proportions. We see them explode again in January all the way up to 65 bucks? Yeah, about $65 in January, and then a little bit of a consolidation all the way back down to $54.40 April 15th, and then another resurrection, huge jump up to $69 $9.90 April 29, 2019, which is the high of 2019. $69.90. I believe it did get over 70. And since then, we've had a consolidation all the way back down to 44.26. What does that tell you? Tells you that we are consolidating, preparing for the next run up. You can see it in the charts. It's so clear. It's so obvious. We're going to have another run up. It's just a matter of time, guys. And this is why I'm calling and I'm predicting the resurrection. It will happen. It's happened over and over and over again. And I am predicting it will happen again. I'm predicting it first. I will continue to. And I believe based on the historic patterns of these charts, it will happen again. And I believe it will be epic. Absolutely epic, in my opinion. It's going to be an epic run. Okay, let's take a look at some of the stocks. T-God now at $3. Saniva. Let's go, Saniva. Up 6.39% at $2.33. Everything else is kind of the same. Let me take a look at some of your guys' messages. Veteran and Humble Analysis says Rivers is like Organigram when it was at 25 cents. Same chart. Drew D says good pickup. Wow, lots of messages I missed here. Sorry, guys. I want to try to get all your guys' messages. I apologize. You guys have a lot. Holy moly. Drew D says, good pickup on Harvest. They will be huge. Shelby says, yeah, I'm excited for Rivers as well. Drew bought 2,000 shares a week ago. Good job, Shelby. Veteran and Humble Analysis says, Rivers Ancillary Wave 2 tech play that has cannabis growers in their system. Diane Firkin says, I remember last week in July, they slowly started to recover, and in August, they took off. It's true. This is why we need to be ready right now, folks. We need to be ready for anything, because anything can happen at any time. Veteran Humble Analysis says, this year they will be different. Once we actually see a bottle from Canopy or edibles from Aurora, I think we'll see action. Also be in, because who knows who's about to get a new partner. Exactly. You want to be in. You don't want to miss out and chase. Veteran Humble Analysis says the next time they pop, there's no coming back down to these levels again. I don't know about that. They seem to go up and down a lot in this sector. They seem to be very volatile. Ryan says, if Afria does the billion inside of next year, what do you think the stock price will be? Oh, I think it's going to go way higher. Veteran and Humble Analysis says, analysts are checking balance sheets more than ever now, so the ones making money are winners. Only the numbers and profitability will play. Sure, share buyback programs on the horizon for sure. I agree. Expect that. Veteran Humble Analysis says valuation discrepancies will disappear within a year. Don't count on earnings for a pop. Ontario didn't have a store until April. Even then, it was choppy. The government is making slow rollout on purpose. Yeah, definitely they're doing a slow rollout on purpose. There's no doubt about that. And Isaiah says, smash the like button. I double that. Thank you. Gopa32 says, what the F happened with FSD Pharma? Who happy sold them? Yeah, I mean, they just been a huge disappointment. There's been lots of those. Diane Firkin says, Vivo last July 30th closed at 123. By end of August, closed at 174. And now they're like at, what, 60 cents? Veteran and Humble Analysis says Oxley got the deal with Imperial Tobacco and they used to partner with FSD Pharma. Actually, Oxley cut ties with them. It was not a mutual thing. Scott Norris says, just joining. Go MedMen, go Xena. Yeah, how are those companies doing today? Let's take a look. If you guys got some picks you want me to look at, just let me know. Let's take a look at MedMen today. LL says, love you, Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte Webb is a beast. So MedMen is unchanged at 270. Let's take a look at Xena today. Diane says Alcana symbol CLIQ up 28 cents today. Alcana is one of the largest liquor chain stores and owns the Nova Cannabis store. I like Alcana a lot. So Zenabis is unchanged. I like Alcana a lot. They're a big beast. Scott Norris says, next year I will do all my buying in the summer. That's why I bought up a bunch this summer, because I've noticed this trend. Nice pick with Alcana, guys. Great company. $6.51 stock. Moneymaker. Great company. Chris says, people love to swing trade Aurora. Yeah, it's the most known cannabis stock for millennials. Scott Norris says, yes, Shelby. Hopefully make some money come October, November, sell, hold on some, have some money for the summer to buy. Yeah, and we've seen this trend over and over and over again, so why wouldn't it continue? Carlos says, Rich, I bought Xena. Is it going to be 6 to 8 bagger? I sure believe so. I sure think so. That's why I got 25,000 shares, and I'm ready for that run. Carlos is saying, Ianthus, holy SHIT. What's going on with Ianthus? Ianthus. Why is it not popping up? There it is. Ianthus at $3.50. Let's look at their 3-year chart. So here we go. January 2017, Ianthus at 260. By the summer, it was at 340. By October, it went down to 188. Then a huge explosion to $5.50 January of 2018. Like everybody else, they exploded. Came back down. By March 2018 at 289, huge explosion all the way up to, wow, big run up, $7.66 last summer. Then they consolidated a little bit to $5.92, had a huge run up to $9.10 in September during the resurrection, fell all the way down to a low of $4.75 in December of 2018, had a big run up in January like everybody else, again at $7.92 in February of this year, where it pretty much hit its high. $7.99 in March of this year, it hit its all-time high, and it's been consolidating ever since to where it is right now. And I think it's dirt cheap, and I think we see it go back to $7, $8. So if you want to get in at $3.50, you have a chance to make a daily double. I see that happening. Chris says, I have sold some Aurora when it hit 14, but held half my shares. I am long on Aurora for sure, but why not take some profit when it's there for you? Especially when you see that it doesn't hold its profits. These stocks are not holding their gains, guys. So if you know that we're in a sector where they're not holding their gains, why would you be afraid to sell? What are you holding for? I just don't understand why people are holding. This is an entire sector that's built on hype. This is an entire sector that has tons of volatility. I'm showing you these stocks do not hold their prices, and you're holding the stocks? Why? Why? I'd love to know why you guys hold these stocks. I don't get it. Let's take a look at Beyond Meat, because that is a very big story. So Beyond Meat just crushed analyst estimates. They crushed them. Just huge success. But they raised capital. And when you raise capital and there's dilution, the stock's going to go down. So based on the fact that they raised capital, the stock had a huge drop today, all the way down to $1.90 on news that they were going to dilute the stock and they were going to raise some capital, which is the reason why these companies go public, is to raise capital. Then people started thinking, maybe it is good. They just crushed all their analyst estimates by like 15 million. They beat their net revenue by 15 million. So they were anticipating, I think, 52 million. They got 69 million in net revenue, and they beat it by 15 million. They crushed it, and now the stock is coming back up. So It's at $208. Crazy story. They've been a huge success. I mean, like, what a run for these guys. It doesn't even show it when it was lower than this. But it was at like $19 when they IPO'd. It's gone to $234. Been a smashing success. Consolidating a little bit. But based on the fact that it's gone up this much, being down 6% right now isn't much. I mean, this is not a stock I would want to short, but for whatever reason, the shorters want to short it. I think they like to play with fire. I personally wouldn't do it, but at the end of the day, they can do whatever they want. Carlos says, Afria going to 11.10. Yeah, I think Afria is going way higher. Carlos says, during the speculation phase, evident by the cyclical rise and fall of share prices. Everybody knows that these stocks are overpriced, overvalued, overexposed, and none of these companies are generating profit. Yeah, they might have sales, but they don't got profit. And if you don't got profit, at the end of the day, you ain't going to succeed. So what is the reason why they don't have profit? Because they're acquiring their growth. They are constantly spending money to be a first mover. So I understand that, but at the end of the day, until they actually show profit, none of these companies will be successful. That's a fact. So you're playing a risky game in the sector. Now, I like that. I like the risk because eventually when the sector does mature, we're going to have a great sector to invest in. Right now, it's highly volatile. That volatility is generating a lot of wealth for Canadians and Americans, investors all over the world. What we have to do is we can't fall in love with these stocks, in my opinion. We have to buy low, sell high, take the profits when we see them. Do not fall in love because as we've seen, very few, if any of these stocks hold their gains. So why would you be holding your gains if you have them? Take your gains, take your profits, okay? Because I've shown you chart of all the top stocks that are not holding their gains. So you think you're going to be the one lucky one that's going to buy a stock and it's going to hold their gains? When you see profits, take them. That's just my opinion. Now remember, I'm not a licensed advisor. Always consult a licensed financial advisor before you invest in anything that we talk about here on Rich TV Live. LL says Hexo yard sale price. I agree. I own 1,000 shares of Hexo and I think they're really cheap. Demir says SNN keep on climbing, baby. Let's go, Suniva. Let's go. Remember, Suniva has a very tight flow. Let's take a look at Suniva, one that I own 10,000 shares of, and they're being considered the Canopy of California, which I love that comparison and is one of the reasons why I own 10,000 shares of Suniva. Marion is asking what's happening with MedMan. Oh, they're just consolidating like everybody else. Veteran and Humble Analysis says Canopy, Hexo, ACB, all great deals. I agree with you. Veteran and Humble Analysis says if Canopy gets a rock star CEO, things gonna spike. Alibaba 8-1 stock split. Yeah, I think that's very likely. Veteran and Humble Analysis says new CEO will be in by December 17th. Ramdad says go Ianthus go. 514 Savage says the company has a nice website. Ramdad says a lot more money to be made in the USMJ. Bruno Miguel Batista Ferrer says you are very correct. Well, I mean, I only look at the charts, guys. I don't make this stuff up, right? So if we take a look at Suniva, let's take a look at their 2-year chart. So Suniva's been an interesting one. So Suniva had exploded after their IPO as high as around 17 Canadian. This is showing 1648. So January 24th, 2018, they hit their all-time high of $16. Since then, it's just been falling to where it is right now, where it just hit around $2 a couple days ago, and now it's back to 233. Absolutely love this company. I love their business. I love the fact that they're generating revenue. Let's take a look at this. I'm going to show you guys something. Nevalon says, you think cannabis sector will be down until the end of August? I think it's already at the bottom. It could go a little bit lower, but I don't see it going too much lower, in my opinion. I think that the resurrection is near, and the resurrection is going to be far greater than these dips right now. And I feel like we're going to see a massive come up very, very soon. So this is the top players in America. And these are the top players in Canada. Now you can see Suniva is right behind TerraSend. And Canopy Growth is number 1, Aurora is number 2, Organigram is number 3, Labs is number 4. I also own Labs. I also own Aurora. Afria is number 5, CanTrust is number 6, Meta is number 7, TerraSend is number 8, and Meta is probably the most undervalued stock out of all of these companies. Ridiculous for them to be here. And they just reported another 17 million and they're at 50 cents. It makes no sense. TerraSend, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Suniva is 9th at 14 million in quarterly sales. Now their quarter over quarter growth is the reason I really like this company. I own 10,000 shares of Suniva. I own 1,000 shares of Hexo. I own 25,000 shares of Cannabis. So as you can see, I own 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the top 10 or so cannabis companies in Canada. I'm investing in the best, okay? Companies that are making revenue and companies that I think have enormous upside. So quarter over quarter, Suniva grew by 162%. Cannabis grew by 240%, okay? So these are the companies that I really think have enormous upside potential. And Suniva revenue is growing in America. Canopy of California, legalization is going to be happening in the US, and I think that they're well positioned to take advantage of it. Now you can see the amount of companies that are in America right now, and the list is getting big. So you can see that the revenue and the quarterly sales in America is just growing exponentially. This is why I really like the American side of things. And if you take a look at my top 10 stocks for August 2019, you will see that I've got Trulieve as my number 1 pick. And that's because I think their revenue is so strong, and I believe that this trend continues. Okay. I've also got Green Thumb Industries as one of my top 10 picks, and their revenue is very strong at 27.9 million in quarterly sales. So you can see that I've got some really big companies that are listed here in my top 10. I've got Planet 13 in my top 10. They've got 13.8 million in quarterly sales. So you can see based on my list that I'm looking at companies that have got good quarterly sales and that I think have enormous upside. And just as importantly, I'm looking for companies that have small, tight floats. Now, if we look at Suniva and we go to share structure, you're going to see why I like Suniva so much. Nevalon says, like ACB, we'll see it below 7. I believe we could see it below 7, but if it does go below 7, I don't think it'll stay there. I think that's a bottom, and I think it goes higher, in my opinion. This is why I love Suniva. It's their share structure. It's second to none. Very few companies have a share structure like this. 38.75 million total shares, 38.99 million in the float, and only 35,000 shares are being shorted. Less than a half of a percentage point short interest ratio of 0.30. There's nobody shorting Suniva, guys. Shorting Suniva is suicide. So if the big boys are not shorting Suniva, that tells me that they've got a tight float, they're a good company, and this is a type of stock that I think one day could explode back to $5 or $10. Now, if they explode to $10, I want to be a happy boy because I'm going to have $100,000. So I'm going to be very happy about that investment. But I probably won't even hold it till then. If it goes to $5, I'll probably take my profit and enjoy it. But I wouldn't be surprised to see this go to $10 one day, based on the fact that their revenues are growing, they've got a very tight float, And I believe this is a company that will only get bigger and will only get better. Let me see some of your messages. Bruno says, I have done that big mistake with ACB. I bought at 10.07, left, and now I need to wait, go very up again. Next time, if I'm losing 4%, I sell. Yeah, you got to take your profits when you see it, guys. And you got to be buying at the bottoms. Buy in the summertime. Buy in the summertime. Sell in the fall. Sell in the winter when you see profits. Navalon says, I bought ACB at 9.37 and want to bring my average price down. Yeah, that's when you buy low. Lower your price. And when you see it go up, take your profits. Case IH1188 says, Saniva or Rivers, which is the better buy in your opinion? Well, I own both. I own 10,000 Saniva and I own 2,000 Rivers. I like them both. I think both of them have enormous upside. Bruno Miguel Batista Ferrer says, now I don't have more cash to do that. Bought 3,100 shares. I think if you're patient, you'll see returns. David James says, Agriflora at 25 today. Loaded up for fall-winter run. I think that's a smart move. Scott General says, what's up, Rich? I picked up more ACB yesterday and Harvest Health today. Buying in the red, baby. Smart move. Lucky Lefty says, Saniva or Ianthus? Whew, that's tough. That's tough. That's a tough one. I like them both. Clearly, I own Saniva, so I probably have to say Saniva. But I like Ianthus too. I like them both. And 514 Savage says BILZ is up 8%. Let's see, BILZ. Dan Balzerian is a beast, guys. I wouldn't bet against this guy. So Dan Balzerian's company, Ignite International Brands, at $1.31, up 8.26%. So thank you guys for watching. Just wanted to bring you guys my feelings and my beliefs on what's going on. I believe we will have a resurrection of epic proportions. We are having a green day so far in Canada. We are having a red day so far in America, but slightly. But this could change at any second. This could change in a heartbeat. This sector is highly volatile, a lot of ups and a lot of downs, a lot of highs and a lot of lows. This is why I believe you need to buy low, sell high, take your profits when you see them, because this is a very volatile sector. And typically, a lot of the companies, when they do go up, they do not maintain those prices. And that's because the shorters know that a lot of these stocks are not profitable. In fact, almost all of these stocks are not profitable. So how can you maintain these prices when these companies are not showing a profit? This is the problem with this sector. This is the issue, and why when things go up, they quickly can come down. But just as quickly as they come down, they can also quickly go up based on the fact that it's a growing sector. It's one of the fastest growing industries in the world, and there's a lot of retail investors that are buying these stocks because they like these companies, they like cannabis, they're a cannabis enthusiast like I am, they believe in the sector, they believe in the industry, and that's what's really driving these prices. It's not based on profit because little to none of these companies have profit. I'm going to hammer this into your head, guys. Little to none of these companies have profit. They are all spending money and losing money every single month, every single year. Now, why are they doing that? Because they want to be a first mover in a new industry. So there's a reason for it. That's why a lot of these prices, the future prices, are priced into these prices right now. This is not based on real profit. This is based on a lot of hype, a lot of retail investors, a lot of enthusiasts buying these stocks. Market makers are going up and down based on that volatility so that people can make money. But when you get in low and you have an opportunity to take a profit, take it. Because just as quickly as they go down, they can quickly go up. And as just quickly as they go up, they can quickly go down. Thank you guys for watching. If you're not winning, you're not watching. This is your boy Rich from Rich TV Live. We bring you winners and we bring them to you first. Invest in the best. The best is blessed. Stay in your lane. Thank you for watching. Now, when you see good companies that are down, you get some serious FOMO. FOMO stands for fear of missing out, and FOMO is very real, okay? It is very real. And I got some FOMO. I got some FOMO right now. I'm not going to lie. I got some FOMO. The question is, do you have FOMO? Do you have FOMO? Are you missing out on anything? Are there any stocks that you are looking at that you want to buy? Because FOMO is real. It's true. FOMO is real. Shout out to Ill Kid for creating this masterpiece. FOMO, yeah, you know the deal. Spin the wheel.
I know you missed it, but we gon' get it back.
What?
Natural shrimp ink, look, that's how we stack.
What?
SHMP, we call it for it blew up. I bet you wish you had it in your hands so that you knew us. We gon' get this money.
What?
Don't be scared to get this money.
What?
Not afraid to get this money.
What?
Always on my mind is money.
What?
You might slip up out your hands, but the crew is here to reinforce. Rich TV, with the picks, are the number one choice.
Hey!
You got some dollars, go invest that shit. Cause the fear of missing out will leave you desperate. Make some money, go and buy yourself a necklace. Or stun it out, you can cop a bigger bracelet. Whatever you do it like you doing it right. Cause in the stock game, you know it's either fight or flight. Whatever you do it like you doing it right. Cause in the stock game, you know it's either fight or flight. The FOMO's real, the FOMO's real, the FOMO's real.
What?
The FOMO's real, the FOMO's real, the FOMO's real. FOMO, yeah, you know the deal. If you wanna take a chance, go ahead and
Spin the wheel.
The FOMO's real, the FOMO's real, the FOMO's real.
What?
The FOMO's real, the FOMO's real, the FOMO's real.
FOMO, yeah, you know the deal.
If you wanna take a chance, go ahead and spin the wheel. I told you follow the boy Rich, the noise sick. I'm tired of all these other stock cats, they annoying. Talking this and talking that, shit they boring. I think I'd rather
Listen to the phone ring.
Pick up, cause the money keep on calling though. And when I'm throwing down the cash, it's like Geronimo. Chasing rainbows, I'm always down for a pot of gold. And when the stocks are calling shit, I'm like, I gotta go. If you never watch, I guess you all missing out. Never winning, I'ma keep on spending, never running out. Yeah, this the bigger route. Getting checks, we checking out. If you got some FOMO, then please never have a second doubt. FOMO stay real with me. FOMO so real. FOMO stay real with me.
You know the deal.
The FOMO's real, the FOMO's real, the FOMO's real.
What?
The FOMO's real, the FOMO's real, the FOMO's real.
FOMO, yeah, you know the deal.
If you wanna take a chance, go ahead and
Spin the wheel.
The FOMO's real, the FOMO's real, the FOMO's real.
What?
The FOMO's real, the FOMO's real, the FOMO's real.
FOMO, yeah, you know the deal.
If you wanna take a chance, go ahead and
Spin the wheel. Alright, party people, it's your boy Rich from Rich TV Live, and I'm out. Peace. Hold on, we got one message here. Eric says, where would you put 10K right now? It's a good question. Man, so many picks, so little time. But if I had to pick one, it'd either be Afria or Aurora. It's true. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. This is your boy Rich from Rich TV Live. We got all our winners right here. And we've got cryptocurrencies. We got cryptocurrencies on Rich TV Live and cannabis stocks. I'm pretty sure we're one of the only websites in the world that's going to give you the top cannabis stocks of the day and the top cryptocurrencies of the day every single day on the same platform. It's true. That's why we're the best. We're just thinking about the people, trying to give them what they want, give them what they're looking for. And I think we're doing that. Now, while I say that, the cannabis sector is still green in Canada, but it's losing a little steam. So beware. This could be a head fake, and we could be in for a red day after all. Hopefully not, but it looks as though that could be the case. Thank you for watching. Invest in the best. Stay in your lane. If you're not winning, you're not watching. This is your boy Rich from Rich TV Live, and I'm out.
It's true.